Welcome to our Words from the Community video series as part of the Asian Week Database Project. I'm your host, Wynn Stanton, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Chantale Wong. Hi, Chantale, welcome.
Hi.
Would you elaborate on your title?
Yes, thank you, Nguyen. Thank you for hosting, and thank you for having this opportunity for me to speak to folks about Asian Week. My title, I think I have Clinton and Obama appointee, as well as a founder of Kapal. Some of the things that I think I'm most proud of is the years that I've spent here in Washington. I've been appointed by President Clinton to several key positions and have been very fortunate to be part of his administration, as well as President Obama. In terms of CAPAL, it actually stands for Conference on Asian Pacific American Leadership. When I first arrived in Washington, which is in the late 80s, we didn't find very many Asian Americans, whether it's walking around in the street or in the metro, but more importantly, in policy decision-making positions. Having come from the West Coast, it was quite a shocker to see where are all the Asians. So a group of us got together and decided to create an organization that would really build that pipeline of young Asian Pacific Americans to come to Washington to do internships in hopes that they have this opportunity to understand what it takes to have policymaking here in the nation's capital. We've had 32 years of this organization, and it's still growing very strong. We've had many young Asian Americans who are now in key positions. It's really been very satisfying to see the generations of young Asian Americans. Those are basically the titles.
Please tell us about your relationship with Asian Week.
Wow. The relationship with Asian Week actually goes back. I arrived in San Francisco in 1980, started a position with the city and county of San Francisco. I think Teddy and I took a class together, Ted Fang, with Asian Week, and we became fast friends. They were using lead type to do printing. I said, listen, Teddy, I think you need to change how you do printing. I'm going to take 1 month leave of absence. We're going to change the whole sort of copy making process. So we bought a few Macintoshes, put down these desktop publishing software, and lo and behold, we converted their lead type printing articles to desktop publishing. I was fascinated by San Francisco's Chinatown, and not the thing that the tourist sees. I really wanted to see the underbelly of San Francisco. And so that's part of my selfish reason, was to really be able to spend mornings. Chefs would be out there rolling their pigs around, ready to get opening up morning coffee, getting ready for work. Welcome the tourists into San Francisco Chinatown. That's the San Francisco I really wanted to know. And Asian Week was so critical to really understanding not just San Francisco's Chinatown and the people that inhabit that Chinatown, but be able to tell stories of Asian Americans nationally. That is my relationship with Asian Week.
Wow. And speaking of stories, what are some memorable moments or stories from Asian Week?
The building it was in an old building on Sacramento Street. It was what I envisioned San Francisco Chinatown. So I would put a pencil, one end of the room, it would roll because it's on a the building itself and the floor itself. And that was what's so unique and precious about this history of Chinatown. Asian Week was able to document and tell stories of Asian Americans. The month that I spent was the best month I have had. And the other is really memorable is to remember his father, who was the first publisher, right, of Asian Week, John Fang. I remember him fondly. We would, learn a lot from him, listen to him talk, and then we would go visit his mother, Florence. They treated me very nicely, like as if I'm one of theirs. He had 3 sons and no daughter, so I was always trying to hone in on them.
Thank you so much, Chantale. That's it for today. from Words from the Community video series as part of the Asian Week Database Project. Thank you and goodbye.